Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on another journey. Thought I would try a resin piece today. Just want to put my gloves on, double them up before I get started. I'm using a 24 by 36 birchwood canvas. It's gallery deep. It is rather large. But I like working with the wood canvases. I find that I do not have as much puckering and dimples that I need to address as I do on the other canvas, which I had done in previous videos. So I thought I'd do this. I leveled it off, making sure that it is balanced so that the resin stays where I want it to. I did prime the canvas with a Liquitex Mars Black. I wanted some negative space, and then I added these diamond rocks. They're plastic, but they look really nice, and I did glue them down. My color palette then includes an olive gold by Mayspring. I have the Renflow Antique Gold, and I'm also using a Chameleon color by Let's Resin. It's an olive, and I added some German glass glitter to it just to kick it up. I thought it would be interesting to try this. I haven't done this before. We'll see. And I'm also using a teal mica powder just to liven it up a little bit. I am going to try swiping today on this birchwood canvas using a comb. I've prepared my resin. I am using the Let's Resin brand today, and it does say fume free, but do wear your masks and goggles always, just to be on the safe side. Precaution is always best. So I want to pour this down. I had mixed it for about 5 minutes or so, got it clear, let it sit for about a minute just so that some of the bubbles would dissipate. I just want to put it down evenly on the canvas. And I said as I said, the birchwood canvas works really well, so hopefully I won't have the puckering. So I'm just going to spread it out and have you listen to some music as I do this. So I'm just going to switch off my gloves. There are some additional bubbles here that I will pop out to eliminate. I did glue the diamond rocks down with a hot gun, because I knew that if I put the resin and then put them on there, they would probably shift. So I measured out the center to get it where I wanted it to go, and then just put those down. But what I'm noticing is that the resin, excuse me, is not going underneath those stones, and I don't want that the dullness of the canvas to show through. So I am going to drizzle it on top. I really wasn't sure if I wanted to do this because it might take some of that luster away, but I'm just going to try it anyway. I'd rather that the stones stay down, and what I may do if that sheen, that luster starts to become more opaque, I may add some glitter, some crystal glitter or silver glitter to the top. But right now I just want to drizzle some additional resin to the top to make sure again that I am covering the canvas completely underneath where the that fake diamond effect is getting the shine that I wanted to. So just going to continue doing this and blow out some additional bubbles. And again, the bubbles just are going to keep forming as the resin sets, and I will address those as I need to. So let me turn the music back on for you. So I blew out some of the additional bubbles, just watching the resin, and I'm noticing there are some areas that may need some more. So I just want to add a little bit more just to make sure that all of the entire surface is covered. I'm just using my fingertips again. I love the feel of that resin, especially as it gets warmer. I don't know, I just find it very soothing. And again, just touching up the sides, and I can definitely feel under my fingertips that the smoothness, and that's how I know that those sides are covered. Again, there is some puckering going on, but as I put down the colors, I'm hoping that those will disappear. I'm using the comb for a swipe, and again, I'm not really sure if it will work here. It's the first time trying it, so we're journeying through this resin piece together. So I want to go in with the beautiful light gold, the Renflo antique gold first. Really no rhyme or reason. I just kind of have a little bit of a different take to it. In my mind's eye, I'm thinking, oh, I can do a double swipe, one on either side of those diamond rocks, and bring those colors together. And I can already see that it's starting to spread as it does. I mean, resin is self-leveling, so it will expand, and I'm noticing that this actually has a real pretty luster to it. I want to go down with the Spring Olive Gold next. I thought it would pair really, really well against that gold. Just drizzling it along. I did mix a little bit more, and I'm loving the effect that it's having, but definitely need that pop of color. So I'm going in with that beautiful teal. It's very rich, and again, it is the mica powder. I love the effect of the mica powder. It's just so rich, royal, regal. Has a real beautiful sheen to it, so I really, really like it. It's just drizzled it down on either side of that, and I think I'm going to go in with that lustered color now, which is as I said, the Chameleon Olive by Let's Resin that I added the German glitter to. And I know it looks like I have it on the other side, but the camera isn't really picking it up too well right here. I am noticing some additional bubbles peeking out, but I am loving the fact that it's now puckering along the edges and it's staying there. And I'm glad that I actually resined those geodes. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more teal. I do think it needs a little bit more color to it. Love doing this, hoping it really works out. I think I want to try it again, perhaps with a different colored geode, perhaps in clusters. I'm always thinking as I'm doing these, where do I want to go next? Oh, little gnat in the resin. Gnats and little flies and dust particles, so I usually fish them out. I could use a toothpick or a little tweezer, but I neglected to bring those out. So I'm glad that the resin is forgiving. Not like the acrylic fluid art that I do, because if something goes in there or something drops where you don't want it to, it does affect the composition. With the resin, it's quite forgiving actually, so I'm liking it. And I'm noticing as I take the torch, some of those puckers are disappearing, so I like that. I like the torch when I'm doing the geodes. I find I have more control. Where if you're using the heat gun, what happens is with that heat gun, it's almost like a hair dryer would be, where it disperses it, so it's almost like a blowout, and I don't really want that. I just want those colors to stay where I want them to, so I don't necessarily want to blow it out. So I want to take the comb, and I'm going to try swiping it through, and let's see how it goes. I'm just trying to angle it out. Oh, that's actually really nice. It has a fingerling, feathering effect to it. I'm ambidextrous, but I fear they're not going to be exactly the same. I didn't curve that one as much as I did the first, but hopefully the resin, again, will be forgiving, and it'll be okay. Maybe if I tried at the angle first and brought it out that way, and again, it's just that learning process. Or I could do an overlap, I suppose, in my next one, but this one is actually working out pretty well. I'm going to turn on some music as I continue to just do the swiping. And again, thank you so much for joining me. Do hit that subscribe button and like. I'm just going to go back over it and turn the music back on. that comb. I did clean it off in between those swipes. Love the effects that are going on here. My lines aren't exactly the same, and I think I'm okay with that. But when I'm looking at it, it's almost as the earth, the soil meeting the sky. Beautiful, just gorgeous effects that are going on here with the geodes down, dividing it up. Sorry for getting in the way, just wanted to get to the front part of that canvas, wipe off some additional drips so that it doesn't pull down most of that resin. And also it's just cleaner. I did tape off underneath so that once it dries, I'm able to just take the heat gun to it and remove the tape. But here, again, just beautiful fingerlings where the that gold and the chameleon olive with that glass glitter, the German glass, mingled together, and it's creating this real pretty effect. It doesn't overpower the composition. I think just by putting it down initially where I did, it kind of just brought some of it out. So I'll be real anxious to see how this dries. Again, just taking the torch because those bubbles will continue to pop up. I want to eliminate them here. Love the fact that my edges are covered on this one. They're not puckering. So definitely the wood canvases are my friends. Love working with them. And I know that great many artists who are a lot more proficient than I am do use them and prep them. I do have a canvas that I actually resin the back of, and I want to see if it works out on the next piece. But for now, just kind of going over underneath and trying to eliminate some of that excess resin. I'll be going in and just torching it every 10 minutes or so. And again, I apologize for getting in front of the camera. I'm still working on trying to get it to give you that bird's eye view, and I'm not very successful right now, but I'm really loving this. I'm taking you in for a close-up so you can see what's going on. Notice that German glass peeking through and those fingerlings. Again, it just reminds me of earth and sky. And those geodes are real pretty. Here it's turned a bit green, but actually it's not as green as it appears to be here. Notice again that glitter is just adding another dimension, and I'm actually quite pleased, and I'll really be anxious to see what it's like when it dries. Be good to one another and yourselves.